Well, buckle up, kids, because we're going on a trip to hell, which, as everyone knows, is paved with good intentions. All right, not hell exactly, but New York City, which has become increasingly indistinguishable from old Hadestown ever since Mayor Eric Adams decided it would be a sanctuary city. You see, the Big Apple and indeed the world thought things couldn't get any worse after a gang of illegal migrants bashed cops in Times Square earlier this week. Several of them, it would later be revealed, started committing serious crimes from almost the moment they crossed into the United States, quote, seeking a better life, as they say. And then, of course, it all wound up as you see there on your screen. But, of course, there's always new and deeper circles of torment to explore in a liberal utopia. So, of course, things actually, after that footage you saw there, got a lot worse. You see, the cops arrested several of the assailants, and then, guess what? Because compassion or something, let them out on bail. That's right, let them go out on go free. Now, have a look at these scamps and scallywags after they were released by the court.
I don't speak English.
Is that how you respect this country?
I don't speak English. I don't speak English.
You speak English? No English? Espanol.
Just into Fox News now, NYPD making 2 more arrests, illegal immigrants, and that attack on officers. Those suspects also allegedly stole an officer's cell phone. Well, that'll help them track you down.
Well, charming, but authorities also believe that at least 4 of those arrested and let free without bail hopped on a bus for California, another jurisdiction where it seems that laws are for suckers. Now, this is exactly where #welcome leads, of course. While New York State Governor Kathy Hochul has suggested quite rightly the criminals should be kicked out of the country, imagine that, Mayor Eric Adams continues down the road to perdition. Even as the city struggles to pay its bills, he is rolling out a program to give illegal migrants at least $53 million worth of prepaid credit cards to help them buy supplies. Oh, isn't that lovely? And as for Big Apple District Attorney Alvin Bragg, well, here he is being confronted as to why his office let the attackers free.
Why were they released? Why were those first migrants released?
Well, of course he had nothing to say about it. He's been too busy trying to prosecute Donald Trump. I mean, everybody knows that he's the real criminal here. Meanwhile, in Congress, things are not much better, at least on the Democrat side, where Democrats voted against a bill that ultimately passed that would make it possible, imagine that, to deport a migrant for DUI. Why should mowing down a family while plastered be a barrier to a better life, after all, right? Seriously. Oh, and I would be remiss if I didn't also mention the media's role in all of this. You're going to love this. Check out the reaction of these CNN hosts when their resident law enforcement expert explains to them the reality that when migrants go someplace where the law is not enforced, they go there to deliberately commit crimes. The looks on their faces here is priceless. Wait for it.
This particular crew operated on mopeds and scooters. They were doing organized retail theft. They were doing snatches on the street, iPhones, iPads, clothing, so on and so forth. One of them that they are still seeking has 10 charges on one day because he's part of a pattern that's been going on. What the detectives are telling me is they have crews here that operate in New York, do all their stealing, then go to Florida to spend the money and then come back. And I'm like, well, why don't they just stay and steal in Florida? And they said, because there you go to jail.
Oh. Wow. Great reporting. Keep us posted on this.
Oh, great point. Yeah, well, indeed. This is, of course, the end point of a woolly-headed multicultural liberalism, of course, where letting anyone, including criminals and terrorists and a suspicious number of single military-aged males from countries that are not exactly your friends, come in because, well, borders are racist, they say, and those three letters, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, are your holy trinity. This immigration issue is shaping up to be a big issue in the U.S. presidential election coming up. So might I suggest the Republicans perhaps come up with a DEI-based slogan of their own? Deport Every Illegal. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?